Hmm. Need more light. Need more light, I guess. So kind of as light as I can get it. All right. Hey, Bubba Husky, how you doing, my friend? Welcome back to Fall Classic Baseball 2016 World Series. This is Game 2, Chicago Cubs at the Cleveland Indians. Hopefully you all enjoyed yesterday's game number 1. I know Bubba Husky really liked that one. This is from October 26, 2016, game number 2 of the World Series. As promised by me, we have all of the cards all printed out, ready to go. So we're going to do this with cards and dice tonight, as opposed to electronic scoreboarding here. So there you go. Let's look at the starting lineups. Dexter Fowler in center field, Chris Bryant in third, Rizzo at first, Zobrist in left, Schwarber at DH, Baez at second, Wilson Contreras gets the start today catching, Jorge Solars in right field, Addison Russell is the shortstop. Pitching today for the Chicago Cubs, Jake Arrieta. So Jake Arrieta will be pitching for the Cubs. Lineups for your Indians. Carlos Santana's DH. He'll be leading things off. Jason Kipnis at second base. Francisco Lindor at short. Mike Napoli at first. Jose Ramirez at third. Chasen Hall and right field. Coco Crisp in left. Tyler Naquin in center. And Roberto Perez catching for the Indians. Pitching today for the Indians is going to be Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer against Jake Arrieta. As we talked about, we've got the charts. I've kind of printed them all out and then just put them into the protective sleeves and stuff, just so you guys can get an idea of what the game looks like. So you got about 4 pages of kind of going over the rules and stuff. We might need those, and kind of just talking about the different plays and stuff. Then you got the special 54 chart, right? And we have our defensive chart, and then we have our exotic error charts. Then we have the quick out chart, the quick easy runner advance chart, and the quick hits chart. So if you wanted to just use those 3 charts, kind of the quicker and easy version, but they also have each specific base running situation has its own special chart, and that's what we're gonna be using. So you can see that in motion there. What they look like, and obviously there's like 8 pages of that. And then of course at the end we have a hit and run and bunting chart, and that's about it. So that's about what it looks like if you're looking to get it for yourself. Like I said, there is a quick outs and quick hits and a quick runner chart, but I like to use the more in-depth one. To get our result, again, we're going to roll these 2 dice here, the 2 6-sided dice. So this would be a 41, this would be a 24, etc., etc. We always look at the black dice anytime there is a range of numbers that we need to look for. So, for example, on Fowler's card, if he rolls a 33, it's a single 1 to 9. We're going to look at the black dice. Anytime there's an out result or a special roll, we'll look at the pink dice for that. So that's how that goes. All right. So unless there's anything we need to do, I guess we are ready. Dave Gardner's in the house. 14 members of the 2016 Cubs played for the local Tennessee Smokies, the AAA Cubs affiliate, either as a roster player or as a rehab assignment. All right, well, there you go. There you go. All right, so Fowler will lead things off against Trevor Bauer. Oh, yeah, before we do that, we got to roll for Trevor Bauer. So we're going to roll this. 1 to 6, he'll have his A stuff. 7 to 14, B stuff. And 15 to 20, C stuff. It comes out, it's an 18. So Trevor Bauer's having a bad pitching day. And we'll roll for Jake Arrieta when we need his stuff there. So, all right, so Trevor Bauer not pitching great today. Let's see how that affects the outcome of this one. Dexter Fowler steps in against Trevor Bauer. So away we go. It's a 6-3. 6-3 is blank, so we look over here. 6-3 isn't out. We're going to look at the 17 for bases empty, which I got to flip over to. Then I look at the number 17 there. It's a fly out to left. So it's going to be an F7. One away. Chris Bryant steps in. Trevor Bauer. One out, one away. Here we go. That's a 35. 35 again is a blank. We look at Trevor Bauer. 35 is going to be a single. So Chris Bryant is in there with a single. So he is aboard. He's an F runner. That brings up Anthony Rizzo for the Cubs. One on, one away. Top of the first. 21. 21 is going to be an out X. So that is going to be a double play to pitcher. So this dice tells us it went to the pitcher. So we're just going to call that a 1-6-3 double play, and Bauer gets through the inning. We move on to the, what are we in the bottom of the first? That's where we're at, yeah. I hate to keep swapping things back and forth, but I just don't have enough room for everything to keep the dice roll that's available. So we do need to roll for Jake Arrieta. See what he's up to. 17, he is also having a bad day. I'm going to mark down bad day for both of our pitchers so I can try and remember that. So both pitchers are not pitching, don't have their good stuff today, so we'll see how that affects the outcome. Jake Arrieta against Carlos Santana, the DH. That is a 45. 45 is blank, so we look at Arrieta 45. That's a ground out. And we look at number 6, which is a ground out too short. 6-3 on the ground out. All right, one away. Jason Kipnis. 44. 44 is 1-9 is a double. That is a 10, so it's just a single by Jason Kipnis. Kipnis with the single. That brings up Francisco Lindor. 61 is a blank. We look at 61 is a strikeout, so 2 away. Here in the first inning, Jake Arrieta against Mike Napoli, runner at first. 62 is a blank. 62 over here is also a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts in the inning. Each team with 1 hit, but nothing to show for it. We go to the second inning. It is scoreless. 0-0. Trevor Bauer comes back on. He'll be facing off against Ben Zobrist. So go to the top of the second. Each team with a hit, but no damage done. 0-0 ball game. Ben Zobrist. 26. 26 is a single because he's a switch hitter. So leadoff single for Zobrist. And that brings up Kyle Schwarber. Hey, Dave Gardner, how you doing, guy? Bubba Husky. Schwarber, 36. 36 is blank. 36 over here is a single and a 1-2. It is not. So we're going to look at runner on first. Out chart and number 1 says it is grounded to the pitcher. If the white dice is a 1, runner advances first to third. White dice is 1, runner advance first to third. Fielder's choice at second base to 1-6. So it's going to be a 1-6 put out. Out at second base will be Zobrist. So fielder's choice on the 1-6. And Schwarber makes it to first base. Javier Baez, 1 on, 1 out. Top of the second, 51. 51 is we're going to look at the defense. 1 to 3, it'll be a strikeout. It is a strikeout, so no defensive check needed. So strikeout Trevor Bauer, the 20-sider, helps us out for a change. 2 away for Wilson Contreras. That's a 21. 21 is a strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts by Trevor Bauer. That is 1 hit, no runs, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Still scoreless here in Cleveland. And coming back out is Jake Arrieta. So Jake Arrieta against Jose Ramirez, the third baseman for the Indians. That is a 13. 13 is a strikeout and a 1 to 12. It is a strikeout. That is 3 strikeouts in a row for Jake Arrieta. 3 strikeouts in a row. Lonnie Chasenhall. That is a 45. 45's blank. We look at 45 out. It's going to be a ground out. And with the bases empty, a ground out is going to be to 6, which is the shortstop, of course. So it's a 6-3 ground out. 2 away for Coco Chris. Gets a start today in left field. That's a 24. 24 is an out. We look at the pink dice. It tells us it's a line out to, we look at this dice, second base. So an L4, it's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the third, still scoreless in Cleveland. Cool evening in Cleveland. October 26th. Put on your woolies. It's a cold night in Cleveland. Alrighty. So Jorge Soler, the right fielder, gets to start today. That is a 31 blank. 31 is going to be a single off of Bauer because he is C rating, although it would have been a single anyways. So Soler with a single. Addison Russell, the number 9 hitter today. That is a 51. So again, we're going to check the KD. So the KD is a 1 to 3. This time it's out of range. So we're going to go to our special chart, the defensive chart. So that was a 51. So we look at the 51 column. So this is going to be an error chance. I'm going to roll these dice again. Look at 33. 33 says first base. So we're going to look at the first baseman. First baseman is Mike Napoli. He has an error of 15, but it's a 17. So 1 to 15 would have been an error, but it's not. It's going to be a 3-1 put out. And woo, almost bobbled that one. Almost threw it wide of first base as the pitcher was covering. Actually, hang on a second. That is a good question. We do need to see. I forgot we had a runner at first, so I need to see what happens with the runner at first. All right. Runner first. If the D20 is odd, it's a ground ball double play. It is an odd number, so it is a double play. If it was even, it's a fielder's choice at second. So it's going to be a 3-6-3 double play. That brings up Dexter Fowler. I know that makes Bubba Husky happy to hear that. Dexter Fowler. And just so you guys don't think I'm cheating or anything, because I've been known to fudge it or whatever. If the putout is made with runners on base, runner at first only. If the D20 odd, it's a ground out double play. If it's even, a fielder's choice at second. So I'm not cheating. All right, so Fowler's up. What if Fowler flew out to left field this first time up? That is a 64. 64 is blank. 64 on Bauer is an out. Look at the 17 with no one on. And that will be a fly to left. So Fowler, twice in a row, flew out to left field, and that's going to do it for the Cubs in the top of the third. And Trevor Bauer giving up a couple hits so far, but no damage done. That will be one hit in each inning for the Cubs so far. All right, so in the bottom of the third inning, 0 there. Indians up to bat Tyler Naquin, the center fielder. 21's a K, strikes out Naquin. That brings up Roberto Perez, the catcher. 34, blank. Look at Arrieta. 34 is a single. Because he's throwing bad stuff today, if you're just joining us, if he was throwing average or good stuff, that would have been an out. But a one-out single for Roberto Perez brings up Carlos Santana, the DH, grounded to short his first time up. And is a 14. 14 is a strikeout. Another strikeout. That is 5 strikeouts so far for Jake Arrieta. Two-way now in the bottom of the third. Jason Kipnis. 44. That could be trouble. 1 to 9 is a double. Otherwise, it's a single. That is a 17. So that is going to be a single by Kipnis. Runner on first and a single. We got to look at this. And we look at the 12. It's hit to center field. Runner from first advances to third. So on the single, Perez takes to third base. So runners at the corners now. And that brings up Francisco Lindor, the shortstop for your Indians. And Jake Arrieta trying to get through this inning. 1-2. That's going to be a strikeout on Lindor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts so far. And Jake Arrieta gets through 3. We are scoreless. And we move on to the fourth inning. Let's switch these cards back and forth. That was actually 2 hits there. So each team with 3 hits so far. Trevor Bauer against Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant singled his first time up. 51 is KD defense. 1 to 3 and strikes out. So no defensive check. That's twice so far. We've had the very low strikeout come into play for us. So the 20-sider is working with Cleveland tonight. Anthony Rizzo grounded into a 1-6-3 double play to end the first. 53, another KD defense. This time it's not within range. So we're going to look at that 53 chart. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull that chart right out. So I don't need to keep flipping back and forth to that. And we'll just put this up over. I'm going to put this up against the wall, but this time we're going to look at the range charts. I'm not going to keep this out every time. I'm just going to show you guys. All right, so we're going to re-roll these. It's a 24, so we look at 24. It's going to right field. It could be a possible double, a 2-star advancement for all runners. So right fielder, we're going to check the right fielder, which is Chasen Hall. He has a range of 9, so 1 to 9, he'll make it. He does not make it. It's going to fall in for a double, Anthony Rizzo. And in fact, that is going to be a double with a plus sign, which means he's going to try and steal third base. Righty, so he's going to try and steal third, and I'm just going to keep this one up against the computer over here. If I can get it to stand up. There we go. All right, so Rizzo. All right, so Rizzo wants to try and steal, he says. So you look at, there's a couple different ways to do the stealing. So we're going to check the runner's SBS rating, which is an 8 for Rizzo. So in a 20-sider 1 to 8, he'll be safe. And we check the catcher's arm. The catcher's arm rating is an N, which means normal. So it's not strong, it's not weak. So no adjustment to that. And we will roll the white dice and the D20. Oops, the white dice and the D20. So the white dice will tell us if it's going to be a pick-off attempt. If a 1 comes up on this dice, then instead of the steal attempt, they're going to try and pick him off. If anything else comes up, then we look at this dice to see if he's in there safe or not. So it's not a 1, so it's not a pick-off, and a 4. So Rizzo's in there with a stolen base. He's going to third on the stolen base after the double. So Rizzo's in scoring position. Defense will come in with only 1 out. That brings up Zobrist, singled in the second. Cubs have the first threat of the ball game here in the top of the fourth. 6-2 blank. 6-2 is an out. We got to see with the runner on third. Runner on third out. We're going to see what it is. It's a 2. It's a pop out to the catcher. So no advancement. Pops him up to the catcher, Perez, and Rizzo stays at third. That brings up Schwarber, hitting the fielder's choice in the first inning. Defense will play back, and we'll see how things go. 32 blank. 32 is a out for, look at that, single, but the 32 is an out. And the out is going to be a 5, which is he a lefty or righty? He's a lefty, so it's ground out to first. So it's we'll call it a 3-1, and the threat is thwarted, and the Indians get a big round of applause as they head to the dugout here for the bottom of the fourth inning. So Cubs come close in the fourth, but cannot break the ice. And Jake Arrieta comes back out to face off against Mike Napoli. Napoli struck out to end the first. 43 blank. 43 on Arrieta is going to be a wild pitch. If it's within his wild pitch rating, if there's no one on base, then it's a walk. So he's going to walk. He's going to walk Napoli to first base. Jose Ramirez. Jose, can you see? 24 is an out with a runner at first. Runner first out. That's a 12. It's a pop out to second base. So it's a P4. Jose Ramirez is out. Lonnie Chasen Hall. All right, we need a good one here, Lonnie. That is a 15. That is also an out. What kind of out is it? Oh, I didn't need to re-roll these. What am I thinking? I didn't see what the dice were, so we'll just roll that to see what kind of out. It's a 5. He's a left-hander. Ground out to first base. Runner does advance. So moving to second on the 3-1 putout. So runner in scoring position for Coco Chris. Cleveland gets a runner to second. Can they capitalize? 45 is a blank, and Arrieta 45 is an out. Ground out too short. 6-3. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the fifth, still scoreless. Jake Arrieta gets through the fifth, and Trevor Bauer comes back out. Trevor Bauer can face 27 batters. So far, he's only faced 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Just about minimum. There's only been like 4 hits. So, all right. Baez struck out his first time up. 6-5 is, we're going to look at the home run on the pitchers. 1-8. That is gone. Javier Baez with a home run gives the Cubs a 1-0 lead here in the top of the fifth. Their 5th hit of the ball game. Wilson Contreras struck out in the second. That's a 52. Check the defense. So we're going to be looking at the defensive check on the 52. So it's an error column chance. We're going to look at 42, which is the second baseman. And the second baseman, it's a 5. Second base is Jason Kipnis. Error is a 4. So he makes it. It's going to be a 4-3 putout. Whew, just barely, though. And that brings up Jorge Soler. Singled in the third inning. Uh-oh, 6-6 gone. 2 home runs this inning for the Cubs. It is a 2-0 ball game. Addison Russell, 1-2, 12 strikeout for the second out of the inning. It brings up Dexter Fowler, top of the lineup. That's a 24. That's an out X, so it's a 1 on the empty chart, which is ground out to the pitcher. It's going to be a 1-3 for Fowler. But the Cubs strike with 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. We go through to the bottom of the 5th. It's now Cubs 2, Indians nothing. 2 home runs, one by Javier Baez and one by Jorge Soler. The Cubs take a 2-0 lead. Let's see if the Indians offense can come on track now. Tyler Naquin struck out in the third inning. That is a 56. So 56 is blank, and we look at Arrieta. He strikes him out. Roberto Perez singled in the third inning. 36 blank. 36 is an out, ground out to short. 6-3. And Carlos Santana two-way here in the 5th. 61 blank. 61 is another strikeout. So 2 more strikeouts to add to Jake Arrieta. And the Indians go down 1, 2, 3 in the 5th. That's not what we wanted to see. Jake Arrieta. So, back to the top of the lineup. Chris Bryant, actually. Chris Bryant, the number 2 hitter, struck out and singled. 23, strikeout on a 1-16. He does strike out. So Bryant down on strikes. Rizzo grounded into a 1-6-3 double play and a double in the 4th. That's a 1-5 strikeout this time. So back-to-back strikeouts by Trevor Bauer. We go to Ben Zobrist. 2-2's a walk plus. So he's going to walk. And he's going to try and steal. Stolen base of 12. Again, we're going to roll, I believe, just these 2 dice. He's okay and an 8, so he's in there with a stolen base. He is a 12, yep, so he's in there. All right, so Kyle Schwarber, 2-way runner at second for Schwarber. He's fielder's choice and ground out to first baseman. 26, oh boy, against a right-hander, which this is. It is going to be a single. We have a runner at second. Runner is second, and it's a single, and it's a 17. Hit chart, so it goes to left fielder, holds at third. If there's 2 outs, and there is 2 outs, assist chance at home, assist chance to the left fielder. So the left fielder, Coco Crisp, he has a 0. So Schwarber ends up coming home. Zobrist ends up coming home. The throw comes in, and they tag just outside. He's safe, and Schwarber moves to second on the throw home. So the Cubs get another run in. It's now 3-0. Javier Baez, he struck out and homered. That's a 1-3 out. 18 with runner at second. Out, runner at second with an 18 fly to center. So an F8. And that's 1 run for the Cubs. And it's 3-0 Cubbies ahead of the Indians. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Jake Arrieta pitching a good game so far. Only giving up 3 hits through 5 innings. Jason Kipnis, 2 singles. So 2 of the 3 hits Jason Kipnis has. Let's see if he can continue his hot hitting. 45 is blank. 45 is an out, so it's going to be a 6-3 because it's a G. A G will force it to go to the ground out to short. Francisco Lindor, he is struck out twice. We really need him to do something. And he's a 36, blank. 36 is an out, grounder again, 6-3. And Mike Napoli, he's struck out and walked. 31, blank. 31 is a single. So single, Mike Napoli's aboard. Jose Ramirez struck out and popped up to second. 63, blank. 63 over here is a wild pitch. If the dice is within his wild pitch range, which is 1 to 18, it is. It's going to be a wild pitch. So moving to second will be Napoli, and we re-roll against Jose Ramirez. If it wouldn't have been within his range, then it would have been an out. 36, that is blank. 36 over here is an out, and the wild pitch goes for naught, and 1 hit for the Indians, but no runs so far. Their offense has been totally shut down after unveiling their offense yesterday in Game 1. I will not spoil it for you if you've not seen that. Let's just say Cleveland had their offense going yesterday. So go to the 7th, still 3-0, and Trevor Bauer, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7. So he can actually make it through this inning if it's a 1-2-3. So they're going to leave him in. Wilson Contreras, 46. That's a ballpark. So we're going to go to the ballpark and look at the 7. 7, it's a foul ball. So re-roll, I believe foul ball is a re-roll on the ballpark. It's not an out. It's just a foul ball. I'm pretty darn sure about that too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to look at that, but I'm pretty sure that's the way you go on that. Let's see, does it say anything here? Nope. Right, okay. 25 out plus, but there's no one on base, so yes. So yes, I forgot to mark the end of the inning there. So it's just going to be an out 17 with no one on. Fly out to left, F7. Jorge Soler, single and a home run. He's 2 for 2. If you're a Cubby fan, 23. 23 is an out, 16. Ground out to short, 6-3. 2 away. Addison Russell, a double play and a strikeout. 51. We're going to check the defense. Defense is not there, so we're going to look at the 51 chart. So the error chance chart. 43. 4-3. It's going to second base. Second baseman Jason Kipnis. Error 4. That's a 17, so it's going to be a 4-3 put out, and the Cubs go down in order. And they had 1 hit in that inning. So that's probably it for Trevor Bauer. And Jake Arrieta, we have to check out his stamina here. His stamina is at 29. That's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So he actually has a little bit left. So we're in the bottom of the 7th. Unless we start getting some hits, he's going to be out there till at least the 8th, maybe. We don't want that. Jake Arrieta pitching well, even though he's on his C column. Lonnie Chisenhall, he is 2 ground ball outs. That is a 2-6. So against a righty, it is a righty. He's going to single. So leadoff single by Lonnie Chisenhall. Coco Crisp. And what we're going to do here is we're going to look at something here. What the Indians did here. All right, they left Coco Crisp in, so I think we're going to do the same. Coco Crisp, come on, Coco. He only batted 208, but that's a 1-4. Strikes out. 1 on, 1 out. Tyler Naquin, 3-0 Cubs. 1-5. Strikeout. 2 away. Roberto Perez singled and grounded to short. Come on, Roberto. We need something good here. 1-1. That is a strikeout. 1-1. So Jake Arrieta strikes out the side in the bottom of the 7th. I'm sorry, there was a single and then a strikeout. Strikeout the side. Right. So still no score for the Indians. We go to the 8th. 3-0 Cubbies, cruising right through this game. Unlike those last game where, those pesky runners slowed everything down. So we know Trevor Bauer's out. I just wanted to see a switch hitter, a righty, a lefty, a switch hitter, a lefty, a righty, a righty, a righty. Well, all right. So probably he's a switch hitter, so it doesn't matter. Looks like, let's see, we got a righty, a righty. Let's see who we actually have. So we have a righty, a righty, a righty, a righty, a righty, and a righty. Well, I guess they're bringing in a right-hander. I guess we're just going to go with the next guy up, Zach McAllister. So this is going to be Zach McAllister is going to come in the, what are we in? Top of the 8th. Top of 8. Slide that over a little bit for you guys, so hopefully you can see everything. All right, so McAllister comes in to face off against Dexter Fowler. Fowler 0 for 3, 2 flyouts, and a ground out to the pitcher. 4-3, blank. We will count this. It's a 43. We'll remember that, but I want to roll for Zach McAllister. He is a 2, so he's got an A. So 43 is an out, okay? And what kind of out was it? It's a 17 with bases empty, fly out to left. So 3 fly ball outs to left. Dexter Fowler very consistent in his suckiness. All right. Chris Bryant, single, 2 strikeouts. That's a 1-2. Walk on a 1-16, he will walk. So a 1-out walk. Brings up Rizzo, 1 for 3 with a double in the 4th. 41, blank, 41 for McAllister. 41 is going to be a walk, so back-to-back walks. Puts runners at first and second for a 1 away. Brings up Ben Zobrist here, and we got plenty of pitchers. We only have 2 innings left. This inning and 1 more. So Yeah, let's see. Now, you know what? Yeah, yeah. I mean, after back-to-back walks, they would pull them. So we're gonna do the same thing. Brian Shaw will come in again in the 8th inning. So Brian Shaw will come in. Got plenty of pitchers to use. Might as well start using them. Ben Zobrist, 2 on, 1 away. Runner at first, runner at second, 53. We're going to check the Kate. We forgot to roll for Shaw. God damn it. Let me get another 20-sider out here because I want to keep that roll just in case. So Brian Shaw will see what kind of stuff he's got. It's a 1. He's throwing perfect stuff. So 53 again is a KD defense, 1-6. And that is 53. And that's out of range. Okay, so we're going to the 53 chart with runners at first and second. That's not good. All right, 52, 52, 52, and the range chart, 52. That is third baseman. It's going to be a double with 2 stars. Left field corner. I wonder what that means. Does it say anything about that? Or maybe that just tells us where it was hit into left field in the corner. So the left fielder, Coco Crisp, he has a range of 10. It is a 1. He's going to make a good play out there. All right, so runners on first and second. If the D20 odd, it's ground ball double play. No, it's not because it's a fly ball out. Wait, was it? It was Coco Crisp. Yeah, went to left field. Right. Right. 52. Let's see. Oh no, wait. 52. I don't know what I was thinking. 52 on the range is going to be to third base. Double left field. Oh, I see. So it's going to be a third baseman double. It's going to go into the left field corner if he can't make it. So that's why it's a double with 2 stars. The third baseman is Jose Ramirez. He's got a range of 11. It's not going to matter still with the 1. So he's going to make the play. So it is going to be a ground ball double play. And that's going to do it. It's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. If it's, wait a minute, no, because it's, if the D20 is odd, yes, it is odd, so it will be a double play. If it's even, it would be just a fielder's choice at second. Correct. All right, so Zobrist grounds into the double play, and Brian Shaw comes in and does his job. It gets out of the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, still 3-0 Cubbies. That's a 0 actually there. Jake Arrieta can actually go 27. He can go 2 more batters before he is tired. So Santana, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts as well. So Jake Arrieta, is he going to try and go? They did not use very many in the real life. You can see there was only 3 pitchers and they substituted 1 player. So Jake Arrieta, and boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I guess might as well leave him out there. One five, strike him out. So Santana with his 3rd strikeout of the game. Kipnis, 2 hits and a ground out. 52. So check the D. Arrieta, 52. is 1 to 4 strikeout. It is not, so it's going to be a 52 error chance chart. And that is a 23. So 23 is second baseman, 1 star, so 1 base error. Second baseman is Baez. He's an error of 7. That is a 10, so he's going to make a good play. That's going to be a 4-3. And that is going to be it for Arrieta's. He's reached his maximum amount of players. He could stay in technically. The game allows you to stay in as long as you haven't given up, a certain amount of runs or whatever. But just because they would have pulled him in real life, I'm going to pull him now. So Mike Montgomery is going to come in. Gomery. He's coming in the bottom of the 8th. And he's going to face off against Francisco Lindor. You got 2 switch hitters coming up. So a switch hitter, a right-hander, and then a switch hitter. So 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. I'm sorry, in the bottom of the 8th inning. I forgot to mark down 0 for the Cubbies. And they had no hits there either. And away we go. 34 blank. Oops, god damn it. We forgot to roll for Montgomery. Montgomery, what kind of stuff you got? 5. You got great stuff. He's on his A game. So 34 blank. We come over to his A game. 34 is an out. It's an 18 with the bases empty, of course. Fly to center. So that's going to be in what? F8. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Cubs, and the Cleveland offense has decided to not show up today at all. And we go to the 9th, still 3-0. It's not out of reach at this point. Schwarber 1 for 3 on the day with a single. Ryan Shaw only faced 1 batter so far. As he 1-5, strikes him out. 1 away. Baez with the home run in the 5th inning to get the Cubs on the board. That's a 54. We're going to go to the special 54 charts. And I'm just going to take that page out as well. So I don't have to keep... This is the first time we actually rolled a 54, but... so we got the 54 charts. So, on a 54 with bases empty, yes, with bases empty. Look at the D20, which was a 10. So 10, bases empty, Wilder chart, see below. So bases empty, Wilder chart. And we would roll the dice again, but since we already have one, there we go. So stretching single into a double, refer to the left fielder's arm rating and roll a D6. Left fielder... Coco Crisp, oh, he's got that 0 assist rating, which sucks. So, oh no, we look at his arm. So, what kind of arm has he got? Coco Crisp has got an A arm. So, S arm gets better at 1 to 5. A arm gets him in 1 to 3. So, 1, 2, or 3. So the batter is Baez. He gets a single in the corner. He's trying to stretch it into a double. 1 to 3. We nail him. No, Baez in there with a single and then advance to second on the 54 chart. So Baez on second base. 1 away for Wilson Contreras. And this is a 15, just so I know you guys couldn't probably see it, but 22. 118 will be a single. That will be a single with a runner at second. Is Baez going to score another insurance run? Runner on second. We look at the 9. 9 is right field assist chance at home. F batter goes to second on the throw home. So it goes to right field. Lonnie Chisenhall
He has got an A3, so assist rating of 3. So trying to make it home is Javier Baez. Second chance to get him. Let's get his stupid ass. Chance at home. Here comes the throw. 1-3. He's out. Oh, he's in there safe. And Javier is in there safe. And Contreras, he was an F. He would make it to second on the throw, but he's not an F. So he will just stay at first. And Javier really manufactured a run for the Cubs there with his extra pushing it to the limit. So you got to give him credit for that. A home run, a single, and a ground out for Jorge Soler. Home run, single, and a ground out. Brian Shaw, do they pitch him? Do they pitch him? We only have righties, so I guess we'll leave Shaw in there. Soler, he can face 7. He's faced he's up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's only faced 4, so he's got a couple more if we need him. 25. 25 is an out. What kind of out is it? There's a runner at first. I gotta flip over to that chart. Runner at first. Look at the 19. The 19 says fly out to right. So an F9. Runner holds. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because he's only at first. Right. That makes sense. So that is the second out. Addison Russell. That's a 1-5. Strikes out to end it for the Cubs. But the Cubs, 2 hits, 1 run, no errors in the game so far. There's been a couple failed range plays, but no failed error plays. All right, so one thing I am going to check is the Cubs actually have Jason Heyward that they brought in probably for defensive purposes. Let's see. And I'm going to look at Soler at right field. He's a 3, weak arm 0, and an error of 20. So yeah, he would definitely. So they're going to be making just a defensive substitution. It's going to be Heyward for Soler, same position, right field. Range for Soler is a 3, which is terrible. Range for Heyward is a 19, which is awesome. Arm is a W0, weak arm with 0 chance of throwing someone out, which is obviously one of the worst in the game. And then Heyward is an S, which is strong, and a 2, so he has a 1 or 2 chance. And then an error, a 20, which is the worst you can possibly be, because that means you always make an error. And Heyward is a 2, so obviously this makes tremendous sense to make the replacement for the Cubs. So Soler is out for the Cubs. I'm just trying to explain why I'm doing this. I'm not trying to rip the Cubs off, guys. I'm not trying to rip the Cubs off. I'm actually trying to help them out. I don't know why. But the Cubs are up 4-0. We always have Aroldis Chapman in the back if we need him, but Montgomery's going to try and close this out. Right now it's not a close situation, being up 4-0. So defensive, Soler is out. Jason Heyward coming in the 9th for the Cubs. And there we go. All right, so Montgomery against Napoli. Now, the Indians, they actually brought in a couple. They brought in Raji Davis and they brought in Brandon Guyer. Napoli is first base, so we'd have to pull somebody off the bench. So it looks like Napoli's going to stay in. Napoli will stay in. All right, so Napoli in. We're in the bottom of the ninth, 4-0 Cubs. Are they going to shut out Cleveland after what happened in yesterday's game? That would be funny. Mike Napoli. That is a 33. That is going to be a 1-6 single, and that is a single. Otherwise, he would have walked and tried to steal, but it is a 1-6 single. So Napoli's in there with the single, and that brings up Jose Ramirez. He's third base. Again, we don't have a substitution for him, so he batted .312. We're probably not going to pull him anyways. So Jose Ramirez, bottom of 9. Mike Montgomery still pitching. Not in the danger zone yet, as the tying run hasn't come to the plate. That is a 31. That is a blank off of Mike Montgomery. Damn it. I think he was on his A game, I believe. So 31, it's not going to matter because it's all singles. So that is going to be back-to-back singles. And with a runner at first, we rolled an 8. It goes to center field, hold at second, but can run with risk to third base if we wanted to risk it, but I don't see a need to risk it at this point. And that is that. Now, looks like it might be time to pull in. Montgomery has only faced 3 batters. He's good for 13, but they're going to be making the call to the pen. Dun, 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 dun. Aroldis Chapman. Chapman. He's coming in the 9th. Aroldis Chapman, which means Lonnie Chisenhall is probably out. He was the right fielder. We do have some good substitutions for right field. We have either Raji Davis, which is a right-hander, or Brandon Guyer, which is a right-hander. So we're going to bring in Brandon Guyer for Lonnie Chisenhall. Look at us being some manager here. Good Lord, buddy. Woo. Brandon Guyer is coming in the 9th. So Brandon Guyer, and he will take a right field, which gives him a range. Oh, he's terrible at range, though. Good Lord. He's going to be a right fielder. So the range is only 3. He's got a weak arm, but a good assist rating, W6, and an error of 0, so he doesn't make any errors, which is good, and he's an A runner, which is not as good as Chisenhall. But he's not in for defense yet. We're in for offense, so it looks like it's going to be Guyer versus Aroldis Chapman. Bottom of the 9th inning, 2 men are on for Cleveland. 2 singles back-to-back, Napoli. How about Napoli and Jose Ramirez? And Brandon Guyer could make things interesting here. Could make things interesting. Brandon Guyer, Aroldis Chapman, away we go. 51. We're going to check his... Oh, God damn it. I keep forgetting. You always got to remember. So we're going to see what kind of stuff Aroldis Chapman has. It is a 19, so he is actually having a bad game. So I'm going to mark that down so I don't forget it. He's actually having a bad game. So strikeout KD on a 51 is a 1-8. It is a 4, so he's going to strike out Brandon Guyer. That brings up Coco Crisp. He is the left fielder. Might be making a change here. And they are going to be making the change. So out is Coco Crisp for Cleveland. And in is Raji Davis. A-I. Davis. In the 9th inning, he is also going to play left field. And he will have a range of 12. An A4, which is better than the A0. And he has an error of 6. Coco Crisp had an error of 0, so a little bit of more chance of an error, but better arm and better range. But it doesn't really matter at this point until we get to the, the defensive part. He's in there for offense. He did have a better average than Coco Crisp did. He's batted 249, 12 home runs. Let's see what he can do against Aroldis Chapman here in the bottom of the ninth. One away. Runner first is Ramirez. Runner second, Napoli. They take their leads. Here comes the windup and the pitch. Oh, 4-4 is a single plus plus. Single plus plus. We have runners at first and second. That could do some damage. It's a 20, though. That's going to be interesting. Runners at first and second. That was a single. Runner on second. At 20, it's an infield hit. Runner holds at third. If there are 2 outs, an F runner scores, there isn't 2 outs. So it's an infield hit for Raji Davis. And that means the bases are now juiced for Tyler Naquin. Naquin is struck out 3 times. Bases are loaded. Defense will play back. They'll give up 1 run. They got to get a, they're going to try and get these double plays or something. So, bases are juiced. The tying run does come to the plate. The Cubs are up 4-0. Tyler Naquin, he did hit 14 home runs in the regular season, and can he repeat this feat here in the bottom of the ninth here, game 2 of the 2016 World Series? Naquin against Chapman. Here comes the pitch. Boom! 1-5. Strike him out. Second out. So Naquin's not going to do it. So it's up to Perez. Unless we pull him, which we might do. It might make an executive decision. Maybe not. Hang on. I need to see about this. Again, I'm managing for both teams, right? But I am managing. I'm doing things for both teams. I made that defensive substitution for Cleveland. It's not like I'm ignoring for what's her face for Chicago. We got to, I think we're kind of out of choices here. Yeah, I think we're going to just have to leave in Roberto Perez. Not our bestest of options. Damn. We don't have anybody else to bring in that played in the actual game. So Roberto Perez, we already made 2 defensive substitutions. One of them got a hit, so that was cool. One of them struck out, but whatever. All right, so Perez is actually 1 for 3. If he can get us another hit, cut this lead down, that would bring up Carlos Santana. Come on, Roberto. Here comes the signs. Looks like Contreras is going to meet out at the mound here. He talks to Chapman for a minute. They discuss what kind of pitches they want to do. And Chapman takes his position back on the mound. No signs given. They don't want to give any tip-off here. They discussed on the mound what kind of pitch they're going to throw. Here it comes, Roberto Perez, and it's a fastball down the middle. 6-5. Oh, my gosh. It's a home run. Look at the pitcher. Home run, pitcher. The home run for the pitcher. Chapman was having a bad game, so look under the C column. Home run, 6, I believe. Not a -6. It looks like a -6, but I think it's just -6. So it's a home run on a 1-6. It's a 16. Unbelievable. He had a shot at it, and he popped him up. It's an 8 with bases full, and he's going to fly out to center, deep center field. That one's headed back to the wall, and it's caught by Dexter Fowler and the Cubs survived by 8 feet as that one was headed for out. And that is going to be an F8 to end it. That is 3 hits there. There's no hits there and no runs. So your final score here from Cleveland, Chicago, 4 runs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits and no errors. Cleveland, goose egg, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits, no errors. And that's going to do it as Chicago takes game number 2, and we head over to the Windy City, tied up 1 game apiece here in the 2016 World Series. The hometown crowd goes home disappointed, 8 feet short of sending us at least into extra innings. Holy cow, he had the home run chance, he just didn't get enough of it, I guess. Just barely could not get enough of it. Kind of disappointing. But, that's the way it goes sometimes, right? Wow, what a game, though. Turned out to be a really good one. I like the interactions. I think the game played a lot different today than it did yesterday. I'll just say that, right? Cubs. Here we go. So that's a batter. All right, so I'm just trying to keep things organized so I can set up next game. Cubs, and they can go on the bottom there. There we go. And then the Indians, they have their starting lineup on the top, and their pitchers all on the bottom, so it'll be easier to find them. All right. Well, there you go. Woo! If you're a Cubs fan, that was a little nail biter, but they pull it out 4-0, almost a grand slam in the bottom of the 9th to tie things up, but it was not meant to be. We'll see you next time from the Chicago, Illinois for game number 3, Chicago and Cleveland. See everyone then. Thanks for watching, guys.